Why, hi there! It's another happy recap as the Washington Nationals destroy the Baltimore Orioles 6-1 behind a 12 strikeout, 7 and a third inning performance from Joe Ross, who threw an unbelievable game. I'm not even sure if he had a 3-ball count on anybody tonight. So the Nationals don't play Ryan Zimmerman, Daniel Murphy, Anthony Rendon. They stick Wilmer Defoe in the 2-hole. I mean, you're thinking that this is a night where the JV team in. It's a great lineup for West Palm Beach, and it's over early. They had 5 on the board in the first 2 innings. They win 6-1. Ross gives you 7 and a third tremendous innings of high-quality baseball. I mean, this is what you want to see. I mean, all year we've been waiting to see what would happen on nights about what he would do when he had his best stuff of the year. This is his 3rd good start of the year, but this really was his best stuff. Just absolutely incredible. All right, let's get to the totals. One run, 4 hits, and an error for the Birds, who dropped to 31 and 27. Alex Thatcher had a horrible night. 6 runs on 11 hits and no errors for Washington, who moves to 38 and 21. Harper, a 3 for 4 night. Turner had 3 stolen bases. He went 3 for 4 and scored twice. He is playing with a confidence that I haven't seen him have since last year. I mean, he also made the defensive play of the night, too, at the midpoint of the game. He's just got everything going for him. Stephen Drew with a kaboom. He put one in the upper deck above the Nats bullpen. He goes 2 for 3 in limited duty. As I lose my mouse. Just an overall great effort. Nats go for 4 for 13 in runners in scoring position tonight. They somehow strand 10. Extra base hits. Taylor with his 8th double of the year. He had that one early, and that was big for his confidence because he went 0 for 10 in Los Angeles and had that big 3-base error again in the day game, I believe it was Wednesday. So it was good to see him actually get off the schneid and do something his first at-bat. He's such a good story, and his defense is just fantastic for the most part. Harper with a double, his 14th of the year. He actually hit a check swing double against the shift. There was no one there at third base, and no one got it. And Harper legged it out for a double. I mentioned Drew's homer, his first of the year. So let's go through the pitching line. Joe Ross, 7 and a third innings, 4 hits. In fact, he retired at one point, 15 batters in a row. The one run, it came late. It was earned. He walked nobody. And that may be the most impressive thing about him. He absolutely walked nobody and struck out a career-high 12. In 103 pitches, he threw 67 strikes, and they all had bite. It wasn't just the flat stuff. I mean, Ross always throws a fair amount of strikes, but this stuff, I mean, his pitches had movement. His fastball had movement. His sliders were brutal, and he even worked a changeup in there or cutter in there. Just absolutely gorgeous stuff. Ali Perez hit 95 on the gun tonight, 2/3 of an inning and a strikeout, and Blake Trinan through a 14-pitch 9th inning where he hit 99 on 3 straight pitches with movement. I mean, this is why they thought he could be the closer. He just absolutely gorgeous stuff tonight. And so on a night when you looked at the lineup and looked at the pitching matchup and go, all right. They're giving this one away, folks. Nope, it's a dominating win. It's a 6-1 win in front of 37,000 tonight on this makeup game. So the homestand starts with a Curly W, and the Texas Rangers come in for 3 now over the weekend. So all good stuff. Let's see. Joe got the usual infamous run support, Judo Shooker says. Didn't need it, but it might have helped. You know what? I think that probably relaxed him after his last game. He looked so lost in Oakland. Now, he always gets a lot of run support. I think probably more run support than anyone else on the staff. But tonight it seemed different. He came out early and establish the strike zone, which is something he hasn't done yet, or at least not much this year. Now, whatever it was that Dusty said to him on the mound or was said after the game in Oakland really kind of got to Joe. Judo adds, this is becoming a standard night for Max almost, but probably not fair to expect this from Ross. No, Ross is your prototypical fifth starter. He's going to make you swoon some nights and make you scream others. And tonight was when he made you swoon. But Judo continues, but between Scherzer, Strauss, and Joe, lots of stuff to love this week. Consistency is still a concern. I'm going to say after this one, Judo, what concerns me the most is durability. He really started to tire in the seventh inning when he got to 80, 85 pitches. He worked his way out of it, which is something he hasn't really done before. But that's my concern with Ross. But as a fifth starter, you're fine with that. If your fifth starter can make sure that you only need 5 outs out of your bullpen, then something's going right. Because there are, most times this year, you needed to get 15 outs and hope you're still in the game, even with all those runs. So, again, just like he did after the home game against Seattle, what can he learn about himself to use again? His arm slot looked better. He did not drop in velocity, which is big. And, my goodness, the movement on his pitches, that was the one thing from the Oakland start was that there was just there was 2 or 3 miles an hour difference between his changeup and his fastball. And tonight, he makes his pitches well. He with speed, and he hit his spots. And like I said, unless someone can correct me, I don't think he had a 3-ball count. If he did, it was early on. He threw 103 through 7 1/3, so he couldn't have wasted a lot of pitches. That's less than 15 an inning for a guy who only gives you 16 or 17 per inning. That's exactly the stuff you want to see, and they got it. And yes, right now, I wrote about this today in takeaways from the California series regarding Scherzer. He's making this look so easy. He hasn't thrown 110 pitches in a month. His last 4 games, it's been 100, 108, 105, and 104. And he's pitching 8 2/3 or complete games and all that. Max is this is a season that for the ages for Scherzer. And Strasburg, okay, yes, it's immaculate, Judo. He's having an immaculate season. And Strasburg, if it wasn't for Scherzer, he'd be in the Cy Young conversation. And don't forget how much Roark has improved his last 3 or 4 starts. Right now, the starters look as good as they have ever. And they really have the chance to put the division away. And the other piece that kind of caught me off guard today when I was doing the article on the takeaway slideshow was the Atlanta Braves and New York Mets, who were tied for second place coming in today, would be in last place in 4 of the 5 other divisions. I believe the only one they wouldn't be would be the National League West. But in all 3 of the American League divisions in the National League Central, they'd be a last place team. I don't see where any competition is going to come from. If the Nats are going to blow this, which I'm not suggesting they are, it's going to be from them. There's just no one else in the division right now that can even compete. Unless the Mets finally fire Terry Collins. Because I think that's eventually going to happen. Whether Collins deserves it or not, I don't think he does. But, right now everyone else is a mess. And the Nats are playing incredible baseball. Incredible baseball. All right, let's take a look at the scoreboard. As I lost my cursor again. No other finals in the division. Atlanta leads the Phillies 3-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Miami will beat Pittsburgh tonight 7-1. They're in the bottom of the 9th with 2 and a runner on second. Metropolitans are off. And I gave you the Baltimore scores since they lost to Washington. So the O's go to 31 and 27, and they split the 4-way Beltway series for 2017. Did I give you anything else to note? I'll mention this because I'm in good guy, but David Price got the socks rocked off him tonight. 8-1 New York in the Yankees. Bases loaded in the bottom of the eighth. Now tonight, the Red Sox have covered themselves in glory, and Chris Lacey must be pretty happy. Arizona beat San Diego today 15-3. Let's take a look at the minor league scoreboard. It's only one game in progress. Greensboro leading Hagerstown 4-0 in the fourth inning. Ramirez pitching for Hagerstown. They've only had 2 hits. Syracuse beat Rochester today. A.J. Cole with his 3rd win of the season. He goes to 3-2 with a 5.32 ERA, and Trevor got a save. Thank you. He'll be here all the week. 3 runs, 11 hits, and an error for the Chiefs. 2 runs, 9 hits, and an error for the Red Wings. No home runs. Oops, I put that too far. Harrisburg beat Altoona in the Eastern League 6-2. Hill with a win. He goes to 2-1 with a 5.93 ERA. Potomac shut out Down East and 10-0. Reyes with another 10 strikeout game, a 2-hitter. He has Ricky notes he has 42 strikeouts in his last 5 starts and 2 10-game stretches, or 2 10K games in that stretch. Tonight, he threw 8 innings. Louis Reyes, 8 innings of 2-hit ball, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 10 tonight. He threw. That's pretty impressive. It says he threw 45 strikes. He threw more than 45 pitches to strike out 10 batters. Greensboro beat Hagerstown in the first game of a double dip, 5-4 in 9 innings. Smith with the win, held with the loss, goes to 1-4 with a 7.50 ERA, and Ogston with his first homer. And the DSL Twins beat the DSL Nats 17-3. So there you go. Judo Joker says, yeah, the Nats essentially have 2 aces, although Max is an MVP caliber ace. FP argues it takes some of the pressure off of Strauss. I think FP is right there. And I think it made all the difference last year with Roark and what he was able to do. I mean, he was flying under the radar and ended up with a lower ERA than Scherzer did. And Scherzer won the Cy Young. What Max is doing is just on another planet right now. I mean, he leads the league in hits per 9 innings, in whip, and strikeouts, but doesn't lead it in ERA plus, even though his ERA plus is 181. So, and Scherzer just wants the ball. And outside of getting hit on the back of the knee against the Phillies on Mother's Day, and then looking human against Atlanta in his next start, I mean, my goodness, he's given up, I think, 2 earned runs or 3 earned runs his last 5 starts. Something incredible like that. It's in the article. You can read it, Takeaways from California. It's on the website at District on Deck. And I talk about Scherzer in one of those slides there. So a very impressive night overall. And, I'm one that's given Ross some grief about lack of emotion. And he did the Joe Cool thing tonight. He seemed to be well in control of things and didn't show any excitement or that. But that's fine. But he did the job. And so whatever was said, and I guess that kind of, makes the point about how much talent he really has, because he's capable of doing this. I mean, the Orioles didn't necessarily throw out a great lineup tonight, but neither the Nationals, and the Nats scored 6 and straight at 10. So, and with Jimenez striking out 5 in 3 innings for the Orioles, it could have been a bigger game. So, one of those maddening things about Ross is that he will, when he is on, he's like the poem about the curly-haired girl. When he is on, he is very, very odd and on, and when he's not, he's bad. let's see. Scherzer's getting better, too. He's not just cashing out on his big contract. That's what's most impressive to me. Yeah, Judo, I would agree with that. You know, when I think of, you saw at one point tonight, Harper pull Defoe aside after the third strikeout and give him some tips. You don't think, when you're sitting there watching them play and watching them with the emotion that they do play, that they're thinking about the money. I mean, yeah, Harper's going to get paid. And yeah, Harper's going to get paid a lot of money. And all these guys make a lot of money. But when you're watching them and you're watching the emotion and they react at the right times, and, you know, this isn't a team that's mailing it in. They had a stretch where they mailed it in a few games, but, you know, they did not mail it in on the West Coast, and they certainly didn't mail it in tonight. You don't think about the money. You think about the talent. And this team is just so talented. So talented. All right, I think I have talked my ear off. So I'll let you see if anyone you want to drop another note in the chat. That would be nice. So it's the Texas Rangers for 3, and it's Tanner Roark tomorrow. Stephen, no, it won't be Strasburg. I believe Max pitches Sunday. So it'll be Roark, Gonzalez, and Scherzer for the Nationals this weekend against the Yole Senators. Unless Ricky did the 5 to watch, I didn't. It's Gio Saturday and Max Sunday. Okay. So I almost got that right. So unless Ricky wrote up the 5 to watch, it's 10:19, and I wrote a slider already today. There will be no 5 to watch for me anyway for tomorrow. But you pretty much know what's going on with these teams right now. I will have something though. I think I will have something for you for noon. But yeah, overall, just a very impressive outing for the Nats when they needed it. And so you can follow District on Deck on Twitter at District on Deck. You can give us a like on Facebook. Give us a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do this after every game. Ricky says, keep an eye on Joey Gallo. Don't let him hit any kabooms. Well, I'm not pitching, so it won't be up to me. But, yeah, you're right. And, of course, the website itself is districtondeck.com. For Ricky Keeler and the rest of us at District on Deck, it's a Curly W. I'm Ron Juckett. Have a very good night.